That's weird. I remember him being shorter and less creepy. Make him stop staring at me.
Hey, what's up, YouTube land? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Voyager class STARSCREAM. So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging, shall we? Let's. So here it is, his name is STARSCREAM, he is a robot in disguise. On this side of the box, you got a picture of him looking all like, I'm evil! The other side of the box, there's a picture of him looking all like, I'm evil. There's his tech specs. There's his bio if you'd like to read it. Back here, you got your obligatory product shot, and that's basically it for that. Right there. Now, before we get down to the review, I do want to send out some thank yous. A while ago, I put the word out that I needed some parts for some incomplete robots that I had gotten at the Comic-Con. And, of course, you guys came through because you guys are the best. I love you guys. I love you so much. But I want to send out a big thank you to SP Weasel here on YouTube, T-Former0607 from the TFW boards, Michaemus Prime from the TFW boards, and Mainline at Gmail on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for helping me out. You guys rock! Thank you so much for your help. It is very, very greatly appreciated. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. So let's get on with the review now, shall we? Let's. So here is STARSCREAM in his jet mode. As you can see, it's a lot bigger, a lot spikier, and looks really cool. I do like the way this came out. It is definitely an upscaled version from the Deluxe. You know, the transformation. There are similarities in the transformation to the Deluxe, but there are some differences. But still, I do like the way this came out. Nice purple transparent windshield going on there. And just like the Deluxes, the chest piece is just kind of right there, just staring at you. But some nice paint apps, some nice detail going around. You turn him around, you know, his legs are right there, and he has visible head syndrome. Yep, it's right there. And he does have the single missiles, which are show accurate, as opposed to the missile cluster that the Deluxe had. And these missiles are not soft plastic. These are definitely a stiffer plastic as opposed to the extremely soft plastic that the Deluxe version has. But you have those, and you can remove them, as you can see. Like that. So for comparison, we'll bring in the Deluxe First Edition, and as you can see, a noticeable size difference, obviously. Now the legs are handled differently between the Deluxe and the Voyager. As you can see here, the Deluxe, there is a much more prominent undercarriage going on here, whereas on the Voyager, it is a lot more streamlined. Although, when you look at it from the top, it is quite a bit wider due to the legs just kind of sticking out the sides, as opposed to the Deluxe, which is a little more streamlined from the top view. So it's a trade-off. It's basically a trade-off, and even the heels of his feet are just kind of sticking out there, but it doesn't bother me that much, and I do still like the way this came out. I think it does look pretty cool, if you ask me. And he does have the little faux landing gears. They don't roll or anything. They're just kind of molded in pieces here. There's the hair. Get cat hair everywhere. It's everywhere. He does have the soft nose cone here for safety, so you don't accidentally poke your eye out. Because that's what I do with my toy jets. I just throw them at my own face, so I have to make sure that I don't, poke my eyes out with my Transformers. But anyway, there is STARSCREAM, and he comes with the MechTech weapon. Yes, the MechTech weapon, which is basically just like the Voyager Optimus Prime's MechTech weapon. It's the same, basic setup, just kind of different parts, different mold. You just pull this piece down, and you get the red LED and the little flip-out thing. And it does look like STARSCREAM's, arm cannon. And there is some nice molding going on there, some nice detail, but it's still just why can't you lock it out? Why did they think, they don't need to lock out the weapons? No, why? That would make too much sense if you could actually lock it out. That would make too much sense. We're not gonna do that. But there is a port right there. You can jam it on top, and it looks completely ridiculous. Yeah, it looks completely ridiculous. And if you want, you can even, take the missiles off and plug them in under the wings. And it still looks completely ridiculous. Just kind of... And there's even this extra port right here on the side for these extra posts on the wings. You can take it and plug it in that way, and guess what? It still looks completely ridiculous. It's just a big block hanging off the wings. I just like to pretend that these just don't exist at all. That's basically what I do with those. So, yeah. But all in all, though, I do like the way this came out. It does some things better than the deluxe, but it does still kind of have its minor drawbacks. And it's mostly because of the legs, because they really don't know what to do with the legs other than just kind of tuck them in under the jet. So, I mean, this one definitely does make the jet look a lot more streamlined, but like I said, from the top view, you just have the legs just kind of sticking out the sides and the feet and whatnot. So it's, like I said, it's a trade-off on how you want your legs stored under the jet, basically. But I think that's pretty much it for that. So let's get down to the transformation now. So I just like to remove these missiles just because I can. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take these little side spike thingies and you're going to unpeg them and fold them up against the wings like that. And then you can just take these wings and bring them up like that to get them out the way. I'm going to raise my camera here. You're going to take this nose cone section, you're going to take this and fold it up against the windshield like that. You're going to come back here, you're going to split the thruster in half like that. That'll free up the legs, and you're going to bring the whole section down like so. Now this is supposed to tab in, it kind of soft tabs into this groove right here. And apparently it is a case of your mileage may vary, because on some people's it stays pretty well. On mine it is just, it doesn't really stay in that well, as you can see. Not the best connection. But you just want to bring the whole assembly down. Take his legs, rotate them forward, take his knee spikes, bring them up just like the deluxe, and just like the deluxe, the knee spikes are that bendy plastic. Just want to take his feet, just straighten them out. Now this bit right here, some people like to leave it up, and I think the instructions do tell you to leave them up like that, but I don't like that look because it just makes the leg look all junky. I do get up there. I personally like to just have this laying flat because, one, it does preserve the silhouette of the leg, and two, it just makes for a lot more foot support. It makes for a much more solid standing, a much more solid stance, a much more solid base. So that's the way I like to deal with that little piece right there. So just want to straighten out the foot and flatten out that section right there. Now we're going to get down to his arms. You're going to take this whole section there and split it like that. And you're going to hold on to this gray section here and just flip this section down like that. And then once you do that, you're going to take this whole gray section now and bring that down, and it will lock in to the chest like that. Then you're going to straighten out his arm. You want to lift up the shoulder pad, bring the arm down, and the little tail fin, you just fold that in. Bring the shoulder pad back down, straighten out the arm, and there you have it. And second verse is much like the first. Take the black portion, bring that down first, then bring down the whole gray section. and get that in place, like that. Lift up the shoulder pad, bring down the arm, push in the tail fin, straighten out the arm, bring that back down. Then you just want to take his noggin and just bring it forward and down to give him his nice hunched over look. And there you have STARSCREAM in robot mode. And I have to say, he looks really cool. I really do like this figure. I really like the way this came out. Very, very much. The head sculpt, I really like the head sculpt on him. I personally think that this head sculpt looks a lot more screen accurate than the deluxe. I just think it looks a lot better, just a lot more show accurate. Of course, the little, this little forehead spike here is that soft bendy plastic. And of course, again, you can paint it red with a Sharpie if you want. But yeah, I think it looks really good. And all in all, though, I think there's a lot of nice detail going on, and some good paint ups. You have some nice silver here on the legs, and I really think this came out really good. And the purple forearms really don't bother me that much. I thought they would, but the purple forearms really don't bug me that much. I think it overall just looks really good. And it definitely is STARSCREAM. It has the silhouette of STARSCREAM. It preserves the silhouette very nicely. And I think this looks really cool. And of course, you can take the Mech Tech weapon if you want, and he has the ports on either forearm. You gotta plug it in there and do this thing, and it looks ridiculous, of course. One cool thing you can do is if you do plug it into this port here in the back, you can get this weird effect, which is kind of, whoa, it's kind of like, it's like he's digesting his energon. He's like, he's eating it, then he swallows it, it's like, it's kind of that effect, I don't know. But either way, it's ridiculous because it's just going to be a big block on his back or whatever. So again, I just pretend this doesn't exist. So I just like to take his missiles and plug them onto his forearms for the more screen accurate look. And again, you can just take a red Sharpie to these and paint them up yourself to get it looking all nice and show accurate. But still, I really do like the way this came out. And, and again, much more stable with these pieces. I mean, that's the one thing that bugged me about the deluxe is he is kind of hard to stand because his feet are really small. This one, he has a much more solid base to stand on, so you really can't knock him over. He is stable, very, very stable. So that's one thing I do like about this junk. A lot of people have complained about it, but I like it because it gives him that added stability that the deluxe was lacking. But yes, so for articulation, his head is, I think it's on a ball joint. Is it? Yes, it is. His head is on a ball joint. Just had to verify that. His head's on a ball joint, and he also can move backwards to get all get that action going. So you can get very emotive with the head. Shoulders are on a ball joint. You do get a bicep swivel. Elbows pretty much have full range of movement. He does have an ab crunch if you count this joint here, I guess. I don't know. Legs can go forward and back. They can go out only about that much just due to this little spike here on his hip. You do get rotation at the hip. You get a good knee joint, about 90 degrees of bend on the knee joint. And you get some up and down pivoting on the foot. And the hands are also on a ball joint, so you get some good movement. Not a lot of range of movement, but you still you get something out of them. So I think a very nicely done figure. I was skeptical when I saw the first pictures of him, but having him in hand, I really do like him. I think he is a perfectly good and solid figure. A lot of people have been knocking this figure, but I really do like it. So for comparison, here he is with his first edition deluxe counterpart. See? Stability. Stability. Stand, man. Stand. Stand. There you go. There you go. You can see, actually, not much of a size difference. Actually, I'm saying this now, but actually there is quite a noticeable size difference. I tend to be wrong sometimes. It happens. But yeah, as you can see, the differences are apparent. I mean, there is a lot more detail in the Voyager as opposed to the Deluxe. And both still have that silhouette. They still both preserve the silhouette of Starscream very well, as far as I'm concerned. And another comparison is with Lord Megatron. And this is basically the reason a lot of people are knocking the toy, because he is actually kind of almost as tall as Megatron, and that's not really in scale. So that is one reason why a lot of people are knocking this figure, is because now he's not in scale, whereas the Deluxe is definitely a lot more in scale. But I personally don't care. I don't care about scale because, frankly, the people at Hasbro don't care about scale. So if they don't care, then why should I? So it really doesn't bother me. I'm not really a scale nut. So, the fact that he is almost as tall as Megatron doesn't really bother me because, like I said, I prefer, the bigger, beefier robots on my shelf as far as I'm concerned. But there you have that. Now, as far as Starscream goes, he is, in my opinion, a really cool figure. Came out a lot better than I thought he was going to. And again, just like with the Viacon, I would still recommend the first edition. If you can get your hands on the first edition for a good price, definitely get it. It is still a very good figure and definitely well worth your time. But if you can't get your hands on the first edition, there is nothing wrong with this figure. I think this is a perfectly good figure, a perfectly solid figure, and again, definitely worth your time, and I think worth getting. There's nothing wrong with having this if you can't get the first edition. So I would definitely recommend him if you could find him. Just, again, the minor problems of just, as far as mine is concerned, with the little kind of the pelvis that won't stay in place, and the purple forms, again, don't really bother me, but I'm sure they bother a lot of people, and I'm sure this bothers a lot of people. But again, stability. I like that. Stability. Don't you ever do that to me again. Embarrass me like that. What's the matter with you? But yes, cool figure. Definitely would recommend. Get him. If you can find him, get him. He's cool. Like him very much. Yes, I'm going to shut up now. Stop talking. I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Voyager class Starscream. And this is EmGo's saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face! No, Lord Megatron, please don't kill me. I would never betray you.
Is that so?
Of course. It was just a trick perpetrated by the Autobots.
What?
I'm just saying that to get him off my back. We're cool.
What?
I would never be cool with those wretched Autobots. My loyalty is only to you.
What?
But Megatron has been a royal jerk lately, and I'm really thinking of taking my talents elsewhere, like with you and your team.
What?
Of course, I would only do that to gather information to bring back to you, my lord.
What?
But I have quite a bit of dirt on Megatron that I'm sure you would love to hear.
What?
Of course, it would all be lies, just to gain their trust.
What?
But seriously, I hate that guy. I am totally on your side. Death to all Autobots! No. Ah, that hurt!